Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. This is going to be just a quick video. I want to take an initial look at a product. I have come to the conclusion that generally unboxing videos are not very valuable. People make fun of them, but this is sort of an unusual product. As you can see, it's an LPVO scope switch. Scope switches are kind of a new category of things. There have been a few of them. I think the first one I ever saw was manual. It was operated by a slide fore and aft on your handguard. And basically what you're doing is, instead of having to move your grip off the rifle and adjust the power ring on your LPVO manually, you could originally slide this slider fore and aft. Last year, a company, I don't remember the name of them, introduced an electric version at SHOT Show 2024, and I really wasn't all that interested, so I didn't check them out that much. But this company, SkoveX, contacted me recently with their new electric scope switch and asked me if I would take a look at it. Now, the weird thing about it is I'll have to have more contact with these people. I'm not aware of SkoveX having an online presence at all. I don't see a SkoveX website out there. And as far as I know, there's no reviews of these as of yet here on YouTube. And unusually, when I get contacted by these Chinese manufacturers, and it happens more often than you might think, they oftentimes want me to promote a website, distribute discount coupons, etc. This company didn't actually ask me to do any of that. They just asked me if I'd like to take a look at their product and tell them what I thought. So it's going to take me a while to get this set up, and of course we will test it, but I thought we would take a look at what you get in the box. Are you serious? How do I do this without bumping the camera? And this is what comes in the box. I don't see instructions in here. Now, I did go and pick this up at the post office on my lunch break, and I initially opened this in my office. Maybe there were instructions for all of this, and I set them aside, but I apparently forgot to bring them home with me. But it does come with a warranty card, and this is kind of interesting. Thank you for your purchase. We are honored that you have chosen SkoveX electric LPVO scope switch. SkoveX develops the first electric fast zoom scope mount. This is a very controversial product. Some people love it, and some hate it. We are glad you are willing to give it a try. We are thankful for your trust. And limited 1-year warranty. That is a bold strategy, Cotton. Thanks for trying out our scope mount. Maybe you're going to love it, and maybe you're going to hate it. But we will find out. So, as I said already, it is essentially an electric scope mount, which will adjust the power of your LPVO with the push of a button. So, first of all, there's a mount, and it's very substantial. It's very well machined. It looks really nice right off the bat. It's powered, this whole thing is powered by a fairly standard looking, wow, there's a lot of threads on this thing, and I think they need a little bit of Vaseline. They're a little gritty. A fairly standard looking lithium ion battery. It's sealed with a little rubber O-ring, by the way. And the lithium ion battery charges via a USB-C port right there. That's also the port that the control switch plugs into. Now, the other company that makes these, and again, I can't remember the name, they say that you can actually take power back out of this. You can use this as a battery bank to power other things. I don't know if this one works that way or not. And there's just a little rubber plug in the USB-C port. And it's essentially just powered by a little servo motor down here. And it's got a fairly standard rubber belt like you'd see on a vacuum cleaner beater or something like that. I'm sure this is rubber and it's fiber reinforced, maybe with Kevlar or something. So, and there's a couple of little rollers here for the belt to ride over top of. So essentially this replaces your scope mount, and There's a front ring that you can see, which has a piece of pick rail on the top. On the box, they show a mini red dot mounted on there. It looks very much like a Vortex Viper, and I happen to have a Vortex Viper lying around, so maybe we'll try that out. But there are a couple of much more conventional scope rings here, so you can put one of these on the rear and this up front, or one of these on the rear and one of these on the front if you want to forego the pick rail, but I think we'll try that out. This is the controller. It seems pretty obvious and straightforward. It also clamps onto pick rail, and there's a forward button with a clicky little micro switch in it, and a backwards button with a clicky little micro switch in it. And then this unit clamps around the power adjustment ring on your scope, and it has a bunch of little plastic spacers to make it fit the power adjustment ring on your particular scope. And the ends of the belt are going to come up around the side here and just get clamped in place. You can see these clamps have little teeth underneath them. This one has 4 screws. This only has 2 screws, and it has a threaded hole here. I'm assuming there's a screw that goes through and bears against the belt, maybe to adjust the tension of the belt once you get it all hooked up. So we'll see how that works. But everything here looks very nicely machined. I haven't had a chance to, and it does come with hardware, obviously, and some cables. That's the cable that attaches the controller to the side of the scope mount. And this is just a regular USB to USB-C cable, presumably for charging the unit up. I don't know how many hours it takes to charge. I don't know how long it lasts. I don't really know anything about it at all. And as far as I know, the company's not even really asking me to promote it. They were asking me to evaluate it. So I'm sure promotion will come later, but I thought it's kind of interesting. These do come in 30 millimeter and 34 millimeter diameters. It's supposed to be IP68 waterproof. It's certified for 556 N762 as far as impact resistance. And again, there's a 1-year warranty. So I only have, and I asked for the 30 millimeter version. These are 30 millimeter rings. The only LPVO that I have that was either 30 or 34 millimeters was the Red Wing Torero, which Red Win sent me about a year ago, and we took a look at that, and that's currently mounted on my 7.5-inch 300 blackout upper. So I'm just going to replace the Red Win brand cantilevered scope mount here with the SkoveX LPVO scope switch, and we'll be able to mount our pressure switch onto the pick rail on the front of the pistol, and that'll give us a nice little platform to evaluate this SkoveX scope switch. SkoveX themselves said I'm either going to love it or I'm going to hate it, so we will see. And when I do that, I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.